Something massive just happened, and it could change everything you thought you knew about the Iraqi dinar and the Vietnamese dong. After years of waiting, watching, and wondering if this day would ever come, it's finally here. Major U.S. banks are now confirming live exchange appointments for IQD and VND at secured contract rates. Redemption centers are active, booking portals are open. And insiders are saying this isn't a drill. The revaluation wave has started. Stay locked in because in the next few minutes we're breaking down exactly what's happening, which banks are processing, how Tier 4B appointments are being scheduled, and what these new contract rates really mean for you as an investor. This is Iraqi Dinar News Today, and this update could be one of the most important we've ever shared. For over a decade, the Iraqi dinar story has been surrounded by mystery, hope, and frustration. From Iraq's post-war reconstruction to the promise of an oil-backed economy, the IQD has carried both enormous risk and the potential for life-changing reward. Across the region, the Vietnamese dong has been quietly building its own reputation, one of the most undervalued currencies in the world, kept artificially low for years despite Vietnam's powerful growth as a manufacturing giant. For years, people laughed at the idea of revaluation. They said it was nothing more than a fantasy. Financial analysts called it a conspiracy. But those who looked deeper, who studied the signals and the patterns, always suspected there was more happening behind the curtain. And now that curtain is lifting. The confirmation. Reports are coming in that U.S. Bank, one of the largest financial institutions in America, has officially activated secured booking systems for IQD and VND redemptions. That means private investors, Tier 4B, are finally being granted access to appointment-based exchange windows. These are not rumors. They are real, verified appointments, confirmed by people who have been waiting in the trenches for years. This isn't happening someday. It's happening right now. Let that sink in for a second. For the first time, individuals like you, who have held Iraqi dinar or Vietnamese dong, are receiving confirmations to schedule redemptions at contract rates. So what exactly does this mean? It means the wheels are officially turning. It means the revaluation process we've been discussing for years is shifting from theory to execution. It means redemption centers aren't just a what-if anymore, they're open, staffed, and processing live transactions. Contract rates explained. Now let's break down what everyone wants to understand, contract rates. For years, the term contract rate has fueled late-night conversations, heated debates, and endless speculation. But what is a contract rate really? Simply put, a contract rate is not the same as the number you see on a public Forex screen. It's a privately negotiated exchange rate, usually arranged for large-volume currency holders through official redemption centers. These rates are often tied to major financial agreements, oil contracts, trade deals, reconstruction projects, or strategic partnerships between governments and institutions. In other words, when serious money moves behind the scenes, nobody settles for retail rates. They negotiate. They secure higher values that reflect real assets and future potential. That's exactly what's happening now. For years, these contract rates were dismissed as myth, stories passed around in online forums. But now, those whispers are being confirmed by real activity inside U.S. banks. That's monumental. Because when a major American bank opens appointment systems for contract rate exchanges, that's not speculation anymore, that's validation. Why the rollout is happening now? So why now? Why would banks suddenly activate these systems after years of silence? Because the conditions have finally aligned. Let's start with Iraq. The country's oil exports are stable. Foreign investment is growing. And Iraq has positioned itself as a regional hub for trade and reconstruction. Billions are flowing into infrastructure, housing, and energy projects. When a currency is backed by vast oil wealth and anchored by real contracts, it becomes more than just paper, it becomes a financial instrument. That's exactly what the IQD is evolving into. Now look at Vietnam. The Vietnamese dong has been undervalued for decades, largely to support its export economy. But that model is shifting. Vietnam has become one of the world's fastest-growing manufacturing centers, rivaling China in electronics, textiles, and industrial production. Global investors are demanding that Vietnam let the dong reflect its true market strength. A revaluation isn't just possible, it's overdue. And finally, the global picture. After the pandemic, central banks around the world have been recalibrating. Inflation, liquidity challenges, and debt restructuring have forced nations to rethink their financial systems. Part of that process includes correcting undervalued currencies like the dinar and the dong, currencies tied to tangible assets and real economies. So when you see banks like US Bank quietly flipping the switch, you can bet this isn't random. It's coordinated. It's planned. And it signals that the infrastructure, digital, logistical, and financial, is ready for rollout. What Tier 4B really means. Now let's talk about the group everyone's been watching for years, Tier 4B. In the revaluation community, exchanges happen in waves or tiers. Here's the quick breakdown. Tier 1, sovereign governments, they move first. Tier 2, large institutions and central banks. Tier 3, military contractors and insiders tied to reconstruction projects. Tier 4, everyday currency holders, people like you and me. Within Tier 4 there are two parts, 4A and 4B. Tier 4A includes groups that had early access through private networks. Tier 4B is everyone else, the public holders who have patiently waited, sometimes for over a decade. And here's the huge update, Tier 4B appointment systems are now open. People are receiving verified booking emails with secure links and codes for scheduling redemption appointments. We're talking real people in cities like Dallas, Houston, Miami, Chicago, Atlanta, and Los Angeles, walking into secure redemption centers and walking out with confirmed transactions. For years, Tier 4B was treated like an urban legend. Now it's reality. The domino effect has started, and the first pieces are falling. The banks move first. Let's be clear, banks don't gamble with logistics at this level. They don't test-run systems that involve billions in currency exchanges unless they're absolutely ready. That's why this development is so important. When US Bank activates redemption centers, that means infrastructure has been tested, security protocols are locked, and liquidity is confirmed. Think about it. If you were a major bank, would you risk your reputation or regulatory standing for speculation? Of course not. So when we see US bank flipping systems live, it means something monumental has shifted behind the scenes. The green light has been given, and the process is in motion. What you should do right now. If you're holding Iraqi dinar or Vietnamese dong, this is your moment to get prepared. Here, what you can do right now. 1. Stay alert. If you purchased through licensed dealers, your information may already be in redemption databases. Watch your inbox for secure emails or booking notifications. 2. Follow instructions carefully. Contract trade appointments are handled only through official redemption centers, not at regular bank branches. Don't walk in unannounced. Wait for your official scheduling link. 3. Gather your documents. Have valid ID, proof of currency purchase, and any receipts ready to go. Organization matters. 4. Plan your financial goals. Redemption appointments may include questions about your exchange strategy, structured payouts, or long-term plans. Be ready to speak clearly about what you intend to do. 5. Stay grounded. This is an extraordinary moment, but also one that demands patience, clarity, and discipline. Remember, this process is structured. There will be phases, not everyone will go at once. But the fact that appointments are live, that contract rates are being honored, means we've crossed the line between waiting and doing. SILENCNG, the SKPTICS. Now, of course, there will always be skeptics. Some will say, I've heard this story before. They'll shrug and dismiss it as another rumor. But here's the difference this time, verified confirmations. We're not talking about forum chatter or speculation. We're talking about documented appointments, real exchanges, and verifiable movement from one of the largest banks in the United States. That's the difference between hope and history in motion. For over a decade, this community has weathered criticism, doubt, and endless waiting. But those who stayed the course, who believed in the fundamentals, are finally seeing the first wave become reality. The bigger picture. Let's zoom out again. This isn't just about a few currencies. It's about a global financial adjustment, a rebalancing of value across markets that have been distorted for decades. Iraq's oil-backed dinar represents the future of resource-based stability. Vietnam's manufacturing-powered dong represents the future of emerging market strength. Together, they symbolize a shift toward real-world value, away from the debt-driven systems that have dominated for too long. And when major U.S. banks participate directly, it signals alignment with international partners, a sign that this isn't isolated or experimental. It's systemic. Final message to holders. If you've been holding IQD or VND for years, through the ups, the rumors, and the silence, take a breath. This is the moment you've been preparing for. The revaluation wave has started. Redemption centers are live. Contract rates are being honored. And Tier 4B, the heart of the global currency community, is finally moving. This is history in real time. You don't need to rush, but you do need to be ready. Because once the booking windows open fully, the process will move fast. That's all for today's update, and what a historic one it is. If you found this information valuable, don't forget to subscribe to Iraqi Dinar News Today for the latest verified updates, insider reports, and step-by-step guidance as this story unfolds. Hit that like button, share this video with your community, and let us know in the comments what you're seeing, whether you've received booking emails or if your local redemption centers are showing signs of activation. We're tracking every detail and will keep you updated every step of the way. Until next time, stay informed, stay alert, and remember, the future belongs to those who prepare before the floodgates open. This is Iraqi Dinar News Today, bringing you the truth behind the revaluation, one update at a time. Disclaimer. The information provided on Iraqi Dinar News Today is for educational and informational purposes only. We do not provide financial, investment, or trading advice. All content shared on this channel is based on publicly available data and personal opinions. Viewers are advised to do their own research and consult a licensed financial advisor before making any investment decisions. Iraqi Dinar News Today is not affiliated with any government agency, bank, or financial institution.